Hi, Aidan here again from Sports Hypnosis Dublin. Now, in a previous video, I spoke about the role that belief can play in not just your competitive performance, but your overall competition experience. And I said I'd go into some more detail about how we use hypnosis and what we do to help change your belief system and to give you a positive belief that you can take into competition with you. Now, the first thing we have to do is to actually establish what is the existing belief system. And in hypnosis, there are techniques we use to identify and uncover what is the existing belief. What's our starting point? What are we working with? Now, if you find that you're working with a positive belief system, fantastic. We just build on that. But if we uncover a negative or a limiting belief, we have to go through a process called reframing, and that's to get you to examine the belief and look to change your perspective and certainly neutralize a limiting belief. Now, when we've reached that point, and oh, by the way, don't be surprised if you go outside of the sporting arena to establish your belief system, because very often it's just the day-to-day baggage that people bring in with them that impacts your sports performance and your competition performance. So once we've neutralized the limiting belief, we then start to build positive beliefs. Now, what we have to do before we do this is find your optimum emotional level for competition. Now, I'll talk about the role of emotion in a later video, but when we've established your optimum emotional level, we've neutralized a limiting belief, we've established the optimum emotional level, then what we do, I can explain very easily. 2 words: dreaming and imagination. You see, if you think about it, if you have a dream, in that moment, the dream is very real. Think of having a nightmare and you wake up after a nightmare or in the middle of a nightmare, and the first thought is, oh, just a dream. And then you start thinking to yourself, but I really don't want to go back to sleep again. Now, why is this? Because every rational, logical part of your brain is screaming at you, it wasn't real, it didn't happen. But it has left an emotional imprint. It feels real. Your body reacts as if it was real. Now, in hypnosis, we access the very same function of the brain. So if we know that, we can use this in hypnosis to create the emotional imprint that you want to take into competition with you. So, I facilitate my clients establishing a new emotional imprint to take into competition with you. I then teach you self-hypnosis. I get you to go away, practice, and mentally rehearse with the limiting belief removed, with the optimum emotional level established. Potentially, what could that do to my performance in competition? So you rehearse this outcome over and over and over. So when you go into competition, your brain has a new frame of reference, a new expectation. New expectations of how I'm going to perform and what that could mean for the outcome. So your whole competition experience, you have created a new backdrop, a new belief system. For Sports Hypnosis Dublin, I'm Aidan Sloan.